Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Nico Meyering, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm a white man with parted blonde hair, blue and brown spectacles, a flowered dress shirt, and a dark vest. I'm seated against a purple wall and some bookcases. And like 20% of the US population, I'm disabled. Non-disabled individuals might think of our lives as pitiful, sad, or something else, but I don't know, guys. I've been disabled a long time, and I think there's also room for disabled joy. I would get kind of bored if I could only ever feel those negative emotions, or any one emotion. But the disability community has as many members as it has opinions, which is why I've asked my friend Marisa here to talk with me about disabled joy. Hello, Marisa. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Nico. Thank you for having me. So my name is Marisa Hamamoto. Quick visual description. I have long black hair. I am Asian American, specifically Japanese American. Today I am wearing a black polka dotted tank top. And in the background is like a light pink wall.
Thank you. Marissa, can you share a joyful memory with us? It could intersect with your disability, or it could be independent. Either is fine.
Yeah, for me, what brings me joy is moving my body, specifically dancing, roller skating. I've always been very physical, ever since I was a kid. And being able to move my body to music and express myself fully is what brings me joy.
That's really fantastic. In what ways has your disability interfered with that? Or
Yeah.
oh,
So in terms of my disability, so I am a stroke survivor. And I also have two invisible disabilities, autism and PTSD. My stroke happened about 16 years ago. 16 years ago when I was in college. And then actually in the last couple years, last year I was diagnosed with autism, and 2 years ago I was diagnosed with PTSD. So in terms of PTSD and autism, autism I was born with, but was never diagnosed until last year. So in the middle of my adulthood. And PTSD is something that I think I've had since I was sexually assaulted when I was 19. And maybe even before that too, with a lot of different trauma, but it was formally diagnosed a couple years ago. And that was as a result of, kind of hitting rock bottom all over during the pandemic. But anyways, how my joyful activity intersects with my disability is, let me just start with one one identity at a time here. So in terms of being a stroke survivor, so I've been dancing my whole life, and the stroke happened in the middle of a dance class when I was in college. And so while I was doing something that was bringing me a lot of joy, I got this stroke. The stroke paralyzed me from the neck down. I was in the hospital for a couple months. I was told by the doctor that I may never be able to walk again, which at that time I thought meant that I couldn't dance again. But anyways, I was kind of a rare case where 2 months after being in the hospital for 2 months, I was actually able to walk out. I still have a slightly paralyzed left hand. My left torso tends to get a little numb depending day. And today sorry, I'm scratching myself. Today it's a little bit on the number side, probably because the weather is not so great here in Southern California. And so weather does affect how my body feels. But I'll just say that, having a stroke, uh, um, having a stroke during my 20s was an incredibly life-changing moment. I think up until then, I took movement for granted. I took being able to move my body for granted. And then the moment I became paralyzed from the neck down, it was like where in the physical recovery process, being able to move anything in my body became like an incredible act of gratitude. And to this day, dancing is kind of like a reminder of to be grateful of what you do have, and to be grateful of life, and I'll say that, yeah, like I every time I go into some kind of a dance practice, whether it's my own training, it's teaching, choreographing, performing, whatever it might be, I do take a moment to say thank you. I am here, very honored to be here, be able to dance. My stroke, being a stroke survivor, led me to a bigger mission to spread the joy of dance. And that is in 2015, I created a dance company called Infinite Flow. And Infinite Flow is a professional dance company that employs disabled and non-disabled dancers with a mission to create a more inclusive world, one dance at a time. And so for me, and Infinite Flow has taken off in its own way. But for me, my life continually experience the transformative effects of dance and movement while spreading that to as many people as possible. And as you have already mentioned, 20% of the population is disabled. So that's 1 in 4 Americans, 61 million Americans, 1.7 billion people in the world. And it was very obvious that dance was not accessible to disabled people. So in a way, it's my mission to make it accessible to more disabled people, but also, use our dance as a way to create more inclusivity across the world as well. How movement intersects with my autism and PTSD is like one of the things I learned, and I'm still learning about my autism. It's still kind of this, I'm still trying to find how to talk about it too, because for many disabled folks, being a stroke survivor, I was considered a non-disabled ally and sometimes actually excluded from disabled kind of community leadership groups. But anyways, now that I'm officially autistic and disabled, I'm still learning what autism is and isn't, and how that lives in me. But I know that one of the things about one of the diagnostic criteria about autism is what they call restricted interest or limited interest, having an extreme interest in one thing, and it's an extreme. So for me, like my whole life has been a little bit about fighting to dance. I had aspired to become a professional ballerina growing up, but my body didn't quite fit that mold. But I continue to believe in the power of dance, as well as I just love to dance. So some of my persistence of just continuing to dance and kind of dive full in, I think, according to my psychologist, how much I fought through despite all these setbacks, maybe, related to my autism, who knows? Though I'll say that others that are non-disabled have said, well, I don't think just because you're just passionate about dance, I don't think that makes you autistic. I'm like, true. For me, and this goes with PTSD too. I truly believe that our body language not only communicates to others, but speaks to ourselves. And for me, when you move your body with joy, joy returns to you. And with that said, like how I've coped with a lot of my trauma has been through movement. When I'm flowing, well, whether it's roller skating, dancing with a partner, dancing alone, whatever the configuration is, when I'm really in sync with myself and the music and whatever that's going on, that sense of flow and joy and really comes back to me. I think I know that for many autistics, there's something called stimming, in which it's repetitive movement. And I think as a child, I definitely can recall some kind of, habits that were just Like, for example, I used to like scratch my hangnails and then they would get all bloody. Something, and that's something that I don't do anymore, but I think the dance helps regulate those stims. Do I stim a lot right now? I don't think I do, but I think that's also because I dance a lot and I move a lot. And so some of that is able to be some of those, that stimming energy gets expressed through dance, I guess. So yeah, so because my life has had, my life's consistent theme is transforming myself, and others through dance, and that's just what I live and breathe.
Marissa, thank you. That was fantastic. It was really easy to see your connections between joy, movement, and gratitude. Thank you. It was really comprehensive. I had some knowledge of what you've been through, but nothing that vast. Damn. Awesome. Thank you. Tell me, if you could distill one thing, what would you want people to know about disabled quality of life?
Disability is just a natural part of human existence. It's nothing to be scared of. Disability shows up in so many different ways. We're not like a one size fits all type of a population. So, what I want to say here is that, we are all different and we all deserve joy. Disabled or not, we all deserve joy.
That's a fantastic note to go out on. This brings me to my last planned question, and it's one that I ask of all of my interviewees for any project that I do. Is there like a recent win that you've got that you want to really shout out and champion, or any cool stuff that you've got going on that you want to mention, or where can people find you online? Like this is your like cheerleader slash soapbox question. So go all out.
Well, well, let me start with the easier question. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter too. I'm not so active on Twitter, but at Marisa Hamamoto. My dance company is Infinite Flow. Handle is Infinite Flow Dance. What am I celebrating? I am celebrating today. It's running is not an easy task. And so I've been kind of going through, since the pandemic, it's been challenging times. It's been challenging. I think it's been more survival than thrival. Though, I mean, there's some great things that we've done and I've done over the pandemic as well. So I can't say that everything was just, just down the drain either. But right now I'm kind of going through a season of really reassessing everything that I'm doing and rebuilding things. And so, this morning I acknowledged, I was able to acknowledge that where I am is exactly where I need to be and everything is working out. And it's been like some weeks since I actually felt that way, to be very honest with you. Like I feel like I've been in this kind of like super survival mode, but this morning, even though I'm not where I want to be in so many ways, there's a part of me that's like, okay, this is exactly where I need to be. And strangely enough, and that was this morning. Since then, it's been like this day of just feeling grateful for where I am. I've had some incredible conversations. I knew that we were going to have this conversation over joy. So I was like, okay, this is a perfect day to have this, So yeah. So I'm just celebrating that. I'm just celebrating being optimistic and acknowledging and accepting where I am right now is exactly where I need to be to go to the next steps. And who is this?
So this is my cat Hera. For our viewers, Hera is like a standard issue cat. She's brown and gray and kind of black. And she lives with me. And in like a landlord tenant situation, I guess. That's the best way to describe it. And she often is a source of joy for me as well.
Oh,
Yeah. And scratches.
Oh,
Marissa, thank you so much for all of your help, and especially thank you for suggesting people for this project.
oh, absolutely. Did you get
Yeah,
a hold of them?
some of them so far, yeah.
Okay,
Excellent.
awesome. All right,
I
well,
can't wait
Nico,
to see how your rebuilding project goes. I'm rooting for you.
thank you, Nico. Okay, have a nice day.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.